I know as a Christian person about Jesus' promise of eternal life, but I'm not saying that because of that I don't have fear. I'm saying that you live with that fear in a different way because of that faith.
So Richard, how was your trip to Indonesia?
It was great, but I wasn't feeling that great before the trip because, well, I suppose flying internationally these days, especially in light of the Malaysian airline disasters in recent times and terrorism around the place, I was actually quite afraid that was this going to be my last moments in this world?
Yeah, the fear index is very high, isn't it? I mean, for example, everything you turn on to listen to, radio, TV, on the internet, the three biggies, global financial crisis, terrorism and climate change. It's just this constant sort of drumbeat in our subconscious telling us to be frightened. Paradoxically, I suppose, the more we try and eliminate the risk, the more the fear is controlling us. We're trying to control the fear, but it's becoming controlling of us.
So what is it about this fear that is so important? Is it's probably, if you get down to it, fear of death?
Yeah, well, Sigmund Freud said that all fear is the fear of death, and guess in the story of your reluctance to get on the plane to Indonesia, it's fear of death, fear of leaving your family and your loved ones behind.
That's right.
So I'm sure that's there, but some of our fears are entirely irrational. You know, there's not always a clear connection, I don't think, between the fear of death and the things that we're frightened of.
I'm frightened of moths.
Yeah, well,
I've got to admit, I hate the feeling and the thought of them fluttering at me and getting stuck in my hair, and it's just horrible. I just hate that feeling at all.
Yeah, it's probably not much chance of being killed by a moth, but
it's probably not a fear that you hold, Noel.
No, I never worry about them getting in my hair.
But it's, and I know it's an irrational fear because I know they're not going to necessarily hurt me, but it's just, I can't go to sleep with a moth in the room, or it's just...
So how do you cope with fear?
Well, how did you get on the plane to go to Indonesia? Whether it's something irrational or whether it's something where you think, oh, there's terrorist attacks, I mean, you've still got to do the same things.
Yeah,
so what did you do?
Well, it's a leap of faith in a way. Like I was really trusting the people who were controlling that plane and trusting the whole system and processes that plane was going to get me to Indonesia and safely, and then I was going to be safe in Indonesia. So it's, even though everything adds up logically, there's still an act of faith that I'm going to trust this system to work.
So your coping strategy is to trust the processes, trust the systems?
I suppose so, yeah, and then trusting the people involved in it. But ultimately for me as a Christian, it's faith in God, trusting Him that He will actually guide me through this whole journey.
But you know that even if you were to die, because you're a Christian, even if you were to die, that would be okay too.
Yeah, well, you can say that, but, you know, I think you both know I had a major cancer diagnosis a couple of years ago, and I know as a Christian person about Jesus' promise of eternal life. I know His promise that I will be with you. When my first wife was dying of cancer, we experienced that. But when I was diagnosed, the fear still came. It's not as though faith eliminates the fear, but there's a sense in which the fear becomes not the dominating force in your life, but the thing in which and through which you exercise faith.
And so the faith helps you cope with your fear, or the faith gives you a way through your fear or past your fear?
Well, for me, I wouldn't say even it was a conscious sort of coping thing. It wasn't a coping strategy like I have faith in Jesus and Richard's got a lucky rabbit's foot. It was just the surety of having experienced Jesus' presence in the first incident, you know, of my wife's death, and having seen what He's written and spoken about and said in the Scriptures to be true for us. I will be with you and I will never leave you or forsake you. I knew it was something outside of me that would keep me, that even if my cancer diagnosis had been terminal, which touch wood at the moment it isn't, that I would still have someone who would be with me, someone who would walk me through this process of the unknown stuff. Terrifying though I would naturally find it.
So what you're saying there is that the fear doesn't control you. You let your faith control the fear.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. It doesn't remove the fear, but it stops the fear imprisoning me. So faith is the means by which fear is kept in its place.